United States and Canada. And the flag is flying at the border, again without stars. And you can see the slaves with the chains still hanging off their wrists, celebrating their freedom because they have crossed into Canada.
Okay.
The church is in darkness. Do you think there's any significance in that? Because the church was complicit in the whole thing.
Okay.
It was a priest who suggested the use of Africans as slaves. Recently, Pope John Paul went to Africa and apologized to the Africans for this.
A little late.
Pretty late, but at least the apology came. I'm still Catholic.
No comment.
I know after this I'll be excommunicated. The church is in complicity. That's why it's in darkness. And you can see some of them crawling on hands and knees, thanking the Lord for the deliverance, celebrating, thanking, and the image turns into an image of Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
That's why I call her Midnight Shepherdess. She was shepherding slaves to safety. In European art, the heroes get halos.
Okay.
So I give my hero, Harriet Tubman, a real halo, the moon.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yes.
Here is another dimension to the Mona Lisa.
All right.
Now, in the first one we saw a landscape from the point of view of a balcony.
Yeah.
In this one, you see an interior and exterior. If you look closely into her face, you will see something unusual. That's another dimension. Remember, I said physicists say there are 11 dimensions. Let's find some. Human beings have only been able to experience 3 dimensions. Okay, let's find
call time dimension.
Time a dimension. 4. Okay, but then if you say time is 1 dimension, then there's more.
All right.
I'll fill in the space.
All right. Go ahead.
So here's another dimension of the Mona Lisa.
Okay.
Okay, this was the painting that inspired this to a certain extent. If you look closely, you'll see a man and his wife going out shopping on a windy afternoon.
Where?
Maybe you haven't seen it. Here's a man wearing a trench coat with his collar up.
Hold on. Gotta go up there. It looks like a pot, a cover on the eye there.
That's a hat. He's holding his hat. It's a windy afternoon.
Okay, where's the man?
Here's the back of his head. His collar is up. He's wearing a trench coat. You can see his brown pants. He's holding his wife's hand. She's coming down the stairs. You can see the balustrade of the balcony.
Yeah, I see that. I don't see the lady.
Okay, her collar is up too. She's also wearing a trench coat. Her right hand is sticking out. He's holding her hand there. She's holding her hat with her left hand.
Okay.
You see her hat? She has a piece of white cloth tying her hair.
Yes.
Okay, so the husband is escorting his wife down the stairs, but on her wrist is a basket that's balanced on her wrist. You can see the basket here. Look at the handle of the basket going here. So this view is through a window. You can see the open window with the hinges. And there's another lady wearing a trench coat also. You can see her legs, but she has no hat. She has shoulder length here, walking across the waterfront. Again, you can see the sunlight heating the water.
Ah, I finally found the lady. Okay.
You see the lady here?
Yes.
Right, now she has shoulder length here. The husband and wife are standing at the bottom of this stairs. The wife is coming down the stairs. The husband, you can see his trench coat. He's holding his hat with his right hand.
Slower. Okay.
Can you see the back of his head?
Not really.
He has his collar up.
Yeah, I understand.
You see that?
But I don't.
Can you see his hat?
I see the hat.
Can you see his hand, his arm
I see the
up,
arm.
holding? Then that dark area, the eyeball, is actually the back of his head.
Okay.
That's his face, the side of his face.
Okay.
Okay? Can you see the wife here coming down the stairs? Well, with her collar up, her hand extended, and balancing a basket on her right hand, right wrist. You see the basket? Can you see the basket?
Something is going on here with the camera. I'm getting some lines, which I don't know why. I'm getting some color lines in the picture. Huh. Funny. 49. Okay. All right. Partly. Okay.
Okay. There's a boat in the water, but you can only see a little piece of it.
All right.
So this lady is walking along the waterfront. The sun is shining on the water. You have that crepuscular hue. 2 rocks in the sea. You're looking straight into the sun, but you're looking through a window here. Now what you'll notice that the wallpaper is peeling away from the wall because the house has a leak and the water is coming and damaged the wallpaper. In the foreground is an armchair with fabric draped over it, bananas draped on the arm of the chair, and there's a baby's crib again. So you're inside looking out.
Yeah, I see the dog.
Okay, so that gives you a completely different dimension from the other night we saw, within the same 3-dimensional space that the Mona Lisa occupies.
All right.
If you notice that I signed my name in mirror, because that's what Da Vinci did. For 400 years, nobody could read what he had written because he used a mirror writing tool. So I signed in reverse.
Stay a minute. I'm going to go in. Okay.
There's one little thing I've been doing in tribute to my wife. I put the little Y here.
What does the Y stand for?
Yvonne.
Cleavage? Oh.
Cleavage and Yvonne.
Okay.
In fact, I was doing that for 3 years before she recognized it. Here is where I show how I use perspective, the rules of perspective to depict the human form.
Okay.
You initially what one sees is a woman standing there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But in actuality, perspective, the rules of perspective allow me to diminish one end of the table as it is further away from me. Now, here's another thing that the rules of perspective allows me to do. It allows me to diminish those cars outside, and the lady and the dog. But here on the table, I place a vase with one tulip, pun intended. One tulip flower. Again, I say pun intended, tulip. I pay tribute to my wife again with the cleavage,
Okay.
the placemat, and a tablecloth that has a design on it that outlines the lady's figure. On the table is a plate with one cherry. And the legs of the table are her legs.
Wait a sec. Wait. Don't change the focus. I have to go out. Okay, now show the legs.
And the legs of the table are her legs.
Okay, yeah.
And this painting is entitled Adam's Folly. I didn't use an apple, I used a cherry.
I noticed. A more modern version.
Here is Eve presented the forbidden fruit,
All right.
and Adam fell for it.
If you buy the myth to begin with.
Well, hey, I play with the myth.
Okay.
I play with the myth, and
All right. All right. Very interesting.
there is a little more erotic meaning to that, but I wouldn't go into that detail.
It's all right. People can think.
People can think, yes.
And I got news for you. The young probably do a better job with it than the old. All right. Okay. All right. We can just about squeeze in another one. We have about
Okay.
less than 4 minutes
Here is
left.
where
Okay.
this one, a Jewish gentleman challenged me to do this one.
All
He
right.
said when he saw my work, this was supposed to have been published in a book that came out, Masters of Illusion, but I didn't get the photographs to him on time, so I was left out. But he suggested that idea. He said, "Have you ever done an image?" I think he's Jewish. I'm not sure, but he said, "Have you ever done an image of Christ using the miracles?" I said, "What a good challenge."
All right. Let's go.
I went to check this. Of all the paintings this is the one that gave me most pleasure. I really enjoyed doing this painting. So let's look at the details of here.
Yes.
Here you see Christ walking on water while Peter sinks.
Wait. Hold on. Whoops. It looks like a lady walking on
It's
water.
Christ walking on water.
Yeah.
And Peter, for lack of faith, he sank.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Christ told him to come out on the water, and he didn't believe, so he sank. Here you have where he told the fishermen were fishing all day and caught nothing, and he told them to cast their nets. And when they cast their nets, when they pull their nets in, the
Plenty of fish.
plenty of fish. So you see,
Okay.
so that's another miracle. The walking on water, and then he changed water
To wine.
to wine.
All right. Let me go back.
But take a good look at the glass of wine,
Yes. The shape.
the shape of the glass of wine.
Yes. Female figure.
No, it's Christ on the cross.
Well, I've got the lower part. Where's the cross?
Okay, here you have. If you follow this line, you
Yes.
see his arms
Yes, they're up.
raised. The cherry in the wine
Yes.
creates his head, and then you see the legs
Body,
together, the
yeah.
body there. So Christ on the cross.
All right.
Now, if you look here, you'll see a face.
Yes. Oh.
But that,
Now I see that all of a sudden.
mhm,
Okay.
with no pupils.
Okay.
That's when he gave the blind man sight.
Okay.
That same face turns out to be Lazarus when he raised Lazarus from the dead.
Okay.
And that same face again represents his face printed on Veronica's veil.
That I don't know.
On his way, well, at that one, on his way to the crucifixion, Veronica wiped his face with her veil, and his
Okay.
face printed on the
Oh.
veil.
Okay. Okay.
So this face represents 3 of the miracles. Here you have 5 loaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this one that has just been broken, 5 loaves and 2 fishes. Where he fed the multitude.
Okay.
Then you have where the gentlemen were complaining about Caesar's taxes. He said, "Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and give unto God what is God." And he took a coin from the mouth of a fish. He also